Welcome everyone! Hi everybody! Your professor is here, Spacey Bottletalia at your service. I hope everybody has been having a most Tuesday of Tuesdays. It's good to be back. So many good beans in the chat. Hi Argo, Ninja Master, Pierce, Valeria, Ep, Snoopy Round, Nat, Edge Drive, Ninja Master. Oh, I said Ninja Master already. Joker, Gospel, Great Tea, Beckham. Yeah, I actually just heard before the stream, the voice actor for Nira in Freedom Planet, which is a game I worked on for those who don't know. Yeah, Ashlyn Madden. She's now the voice of Tangle, which is really freaking cool. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for her. And it just goes to show the range, the vocal range, my goodness. Because Nira is more of like a cold, stoic type of character, but Tangle is very like energetic. At least that's what she strikes me as. I haven't read the comics, but I do like Tangle's design a lot. Yeah, her voice is so fitting. Like I feel like I always imagine Tangle, like just from the images, that she'd have kind of like a high energy, like scratchy type of voice. Just a bit of scratch, not too much, but you know, kind of like cool in a sense. You know, kind of like I guess like skateboarder vibes almost. And Ashlyn pulls it off magnificently. Oh yeah, was she in My Hero Academia too? Oh right, Whispers, voice actress. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with her. But I've seen that she's part of some pretty notable roles, and she tends to get paired up with voice actors who I'm more familiar with. So she looks really good and sounds amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of got the sneezels today. The sneezels. Poor Paige has a tummy ache too. First thing that happens when I wake up this morning is that she's on my bed, laying next to me, but then she starts gagging. So I have to immediately jump up and put my bathrobe on and rush her outside so that she could throw up in the snow instead. But yeah, and then after that she wouldn't eat her breakfast. It took a little bit of a time for her to kind of adjust afterwards, but hopefully she's doing better now. Yeah. Imagine if Tangle and Whisper appeared in more Sonic games. I think they were only in that one mobile game. Sonic Forces Speed Battle, I think it was called. Oh, thank you, Nat. Yeah, I hope she feels better too. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm ready for winter to be over. Like, I like the snow, it's pleasant, but, there's stuff I want to go out and do, you know? They put them in Rumble? Oh, cool! I was not aware of that. Alright, Sonic Dash. Yeah, it technically means I have a Tangle plushie on my bookcase back there. Okay, let me get down. Why are my toggles not working? There we go. Kinda laggy. I hope it didn't get cursed by Elden Ring. Thank you for the pets. There we go. Yeah, I pressed the button. I have to press the button like 4 or 5 times before it triggers. So I'll go easy on the toggles today, just in case. I'm sure it's something I could just fix by restarting my computer. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, I'm not a fan of endless runners. I like having a choice in my movements, in my pacing. I mean, if it's a mini game and like a broader adventure, then it's fine. Like the Robo Panther fight, for example. I saw on Reddit somebody was modding the original Freedom Planet. I've never really seen like a full game mod of that game before, so that was kind of interesting. And like the code for the original Freedom Planet, which was made in Click Team Fusion, it's so old and like convoluted that I don't even care. If you can scramble that together, that old Freedom Planet 1 code into like an impressive game mod, by all means be my guest. Because I'm certainly not going to touch that code again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wish Click Team Fusion kind of like worked better with modern systems out of the box. But unfortunately, it's kind of just like locked to Windows, and even then, the performance is kind of like not that good unless you use like a third-party export tool. Yeah, Freedom Planet was Click Team Fusion. Specifically, it was built off of the Sonic Worlds engine. Specifically Sonic Worlds Delta. So yeah, I remember talking to the developers of the Sonic Worlds engine a few times in the past, and they were just like astonished at how extensive of a game like Freedom Planet was made in their engine, and like they expressed being proud of the work that we did. But I'm grateful for their help getting getting the engine off the ground. It wouldn't be possible without it. Oh, thank you, everybody. Speaking of Sonic, we are back to our Sonic shenanigans. Sonic's like comfort food to me. Like, no matter how far I get in life, it just like it feels natural to just like jump back into a Sonic game, whether it's fan-made or official. And just kind of like go back to that community and hang out for a little bit. It's a kind of a home base. Elden Ring looks a little bit different today, doesn't it? But yeah, Sonic Mania Megamix, or Sonic Megamix Mania, I should say, is a game that was showcased in the Sonic Hacking Contest, if I'm not mistaken, last year. But I remember playing the 0.9 demo. It didn't have all the levels, but it had most of them. I played Dewey's Shadow, and I had a blast. But 1.0 is out, so all the levels are in. And they also added Amy. Like, it's an optional toggle for the mods to swap Mighty with Amy. That's pretty cool. But I want to play as my boy Shadow again. Gotta play as Shadow. If Shadow wasn't in the game, then I would pick Tails. Because they're both my favorites. Megamix Mania is the Elden Ring of Sonics! How would you rate Sonic Superstars? The levels are fantastic, the bosses are terrible. The bosses like drag the entire experience down. Which it really says something that most people enjoy playing the game as Trip, specifically because she has ways to skip the boss fights. If you like clip out of bounds. Like, she's like the darling of the speedrun community in Sonic Superstars. I am really curious to see if Sonic Superstars is going to be moddable someday, and see if people will actually like put in the effort to like tweak the boss fights to be to go by more quickly. Because they're tuned with the expectation that you would get to them with like 4 player characters. So that's why their invincibility frames are so long, and why their patterns are so long. But unfortunately, that means it is not a pleasant experience when you're just playing by yourself. So you have to choose between playing with 4 people, which makes the levels miserable, but the bosses go by at a more decent pace, or play single player, have a really good experience with the levels, but then the boss fights are like an absolute slog. So you have to pick your poison, I suppose. Yeah, and thankfully, if you replay the levels in Time Attack, there's no boss fight at the end. There's just a signpost. switch to a different edition, they won't. We all know Sega at this point. They have their priorities elsewhere. Trip got on an unlucky debut like Silver did. Yeah, I think time will be kind to her. I like both of her designs. I don't get what people are saying about like the dragon design not being that good, compared to the armored one. I think they both have their merits. I like the armored one for being unique and kind of fitting into her personality of being super shy. And then the dragon one just because like we don't really have like another dragon character in Sonic. I can Trip the Sun Eater and her super form is where she turns into this like golden dragon thing. It's so cute. The only mods so far are character replacements, and some people made a better soundtrack mod. Oh, I would imagine so. June's music kind of like replicated the Genesis sound chip, and it was kind of like a weird contrast between T. Lopes's work in the game. Yeah, like Sonic Superstar's soundtrack is simultaneously an absolute banger, one of the best in any Sonic game, and also has a bunch of stinkers too. I mean, I don't mind most of them. It's just like seeing them both, like hearing them both together, like in contrast. Oh my gosh, Head Trip, yeah. Whenever I hear Trip, I think of the Trips that I've worked with in the past. My goodness. Terios. Okay, so you remember Lake Peppered mentioned that you didn't want to work with an official Sega project because Sega has too many executive limits. So really, would you ever see yourself working on an actual Sonic game, Spacey? I don't think so. Because, like, if I can't put my all into a project, I don't start it to begin with. So I have to have absolute confidence that something's not going to happen later down the road that might, cause the project to veer in a direction that I am not happy or comfortable with. And that seems quite likely if I were to develop a game under a major publisher such as Sega. Especially from what the developers of Sonic Mania, and Superstars for that matter, have described. And Sonic Origins. Yeah, the whole thing with Sonic Origins about the fact that, like, they were only allowed to patch the game once, and after that, like, Sega, did not want them to work on it any further, and they literally can't do any more patches or updates without their explicit permission. So, that's kind of weird, and off-putting, in terms of, like, wanting to work with them someday. Which is unfortunate, because there are quite a few game franchises out there that I would absolutely love to work for. I guess it depends on the company, because the Demonized developer, he's working on Bubsy 4D. And the impression I get is that the development of that game has gone, like, extremely smoothly. Like, they've basically, like, given the devs, like, freedom to design the game in the way that they want to. So that looks like a fun time. Yeah, I guess it depends on the company, whether, like, how hands-off they are. That's why, personally, like, I have not minded, working under Hollow Indie, because they are so hands-off. You know, like, they have, like, some guidelines, and a few rules about, like, what is or isn't allowed. Like, obviously, you can't include VTubers that are not a part of Hololive, for example, but yeah, other than that, they're pretty hands-off. They mostly exist to just, like, give people permission to, use the IP. So, that's kind of like, it's kind of like how, like, there's a lot of, like, Toho fan games out there that are monetized. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Games Workshop is kind of the same way with the Warhammer franchise. There's a lot of Warhammer games out there that they license out to other studios to work on. And, from what I've heard, they're also kind of hands-off for the most part. So I guess it depends on what the company wants. Like, if they want more, games using their IP, they'll work with people pretty well. But as far as I can tell, Sega is not really into that. Like, they're more tolerant of fan projects at least, which I'm grateful for. But in terms of actually fans actually working on official products, I think like everything with Sonic Mania seemed to be like a once in a blue moon sort of dealie, which is unfortunate, but they have the final say. Freedom Planet 2 is the actual Sonic Mania 2. Oh, no, I can't claim that. Especially because Sonic Mania came out first. well, Sonic Mania, yeah, it came out before Freedom Planet 2, but, like, they try to accomplish different things. Like, Freedom Planet 2, like, definitely leans more into, like, a balance of combat and platforming. Whereas, like, the 2D Sonic games have always leaned much more heavily into platforming and, like, you know, momentum-based physics. Whereas Freedom Planet just kind of, like, mixes, like, other things on top of it. You know, like the, you can see the Mega Man influence in some aspects. So I will never claim to be, like, I will never claim Freedom Planet to be, like, a follow-up to Sonic. It's just, they're just too different, in my opinion. What else needs to patch on Origins? There's a bunch of, like, minor, like, glitches and bugs, that are still present. From what I've heard. And also the music, like the quality of the music files is not as good as it could be. So that's another, like, point of contention from people who still play Origins. Especially for, like, the Genesis titles. Because, like, the soundtrack quality for the Genesis titles is objectively inferior compared to, you know, like the mobile ports that Taxman himself worked on back in, like, I think it was 2014? 2015? Which, like, with the mobile ports, like, the soundtrack was, like, completely remastered using the original sound chip that the Genesis is based off of. They butchered Shadow again? No! No! They massacred my boy. They didn't even... Like, immediately after the year of Shadow, they go back to massacring my boy. Hopefully they still get him right in the 4th Sonic movie. Which I'm really excited about. I know, wouldn't they want their product to be better? I guess from their perspective, it's like a cost sink. Where, like, why should we hire these people again to keep the game updated when we have other upcoming games that we could focus on? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't read their minds. I bet if I did, I'd just see dollar signs for the most part. Yeah, isn't it where, like, Sega is, like, mostly focused on, like, the Total War series and also the Yakuza series right now? Oh my goodness. Somehow Atari got Capcom's Disney game license and we got a Switch version of Disney Afternoon Collection. Oh. So that's the story behind that. I see. That's pretty neat. Freedom Planet 2 is a little bit of everything. You know what? I kind of agree. Like, it doesn't go so far as to shift the genre on you. Except for the shmup sections. But there's a lot of variants. I like games like that have, a huge variety in level concepts, but they kind of retain the core gameplay style throughout. Like, I feel like games like Sonic 4, they became, like, they went a little too extreme in the other direction, and they became, like, too gimmicky. But yeah, it's all about striking a good balance. I feel like the poster child for that kind of, like, whimsy and variance, while still keeping the core gameplay, is the Super Mario Galaxy games. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are so good at, like, steadily introducing, like, new concepts and mechanics to you. Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Tropical Freeze are also, like, really good examples of that. Like, every single level has something new to bring to the table, and it always, like, makes you excited for what creative ideas that they might have next. I like games like that. I try to make games like that. And that's one of the comments that I've noticed from people who've played Chrono Gear 2 as well. Where they're just, like, surprised that there's just, like, constantly new gimmicks and concepts introduced in each level, in spite of how long the game is. Which makes me happy. Makes me proud. Oh yeah, Nibrock did do official stuff for Sega. I'm happy for them. Yeah, I did notice that. Fans have fixed most of them? Yeah, thankfully, there isn't a single Sonic game out there that has not, like, become moddable over time. Yeah, the Sonic community is quite passionate about being able to, like, make your own tweaks, to different Sonic games. Which, case in point, the game that we're playing today, Sonic Megamix Mania. It's been over 10 years since those ports. I know, right? It doesn't... I think of, like, the mid-2010s, and it doesn't really seem that long ago, but, like, literally over a decade ago at this point. My goodness. Having infinite lives ruin the collection for you? Yeah, I think it was kind of weird that they didn't separate the ability to have lives or coins. Like, the only way that you can have a traditional live system is by playing in the classic mode, and that, like, scrunches the screen down to 4:3 resolution. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, Pierce, also, the fact that they used, like, worse versions of the Sonic 3 beta tracks. Because I like the original version of Carnival Night Zone, that was in, the Sonic 3 prototype. It was such a banger. I don't know what happened that it changed so much for Sonic Origins. My goodness. Maybe it's a case where, the other musician that worked on the song in the prototype, they didn't want to, like, they had difficulties contacting him for permission or something? I don't know. Like, I've learned a lot about, the way copyright works in Japan, from working with Hall Indie. Yeah, and in some regards, it can be quite, like, complicated too, depending on what you want to do. Because, like, unlike in the US, where permission is kind of, like, implied in certain ways, if you want to, like, license a song in Japan for inclusion in your game, you have to ask permission from... You have to get permission, like, written permission, from literally everybody who worked on the song. Like, from, like, the musicians, from the vocalist, from the songwriter. Like, you really have to cover your bases. But it isn't too bad as long as, like, there's, like, a system in place, to be able to contact everybody easily. And thankfully it worked out in our case, because we did, remix a lot of Hololive songs for Chrono Gear. But yeah, it's just another bit of administrative burden that might, discourage larger companies from, like, putting time into it, I guess. I haven't heard about any controversies recently regarding Ian Flynn. There was that hubbub about the way that he, did the script for Sonic Frontiers, I think, but, like, past that, I haven't heard anything. Oh yeah, I drive that one. There's this VTuber that is, like, literally a mudkip. And we caught this streamer playing Chrono Gear a few times. So, and he was, like, his reactions were so, like, wholesome, I guess. Like he was not going into it expecting it to be as good as it is. And for the story to actually, like, go as hard as it does. So it was like, oh my gosh, yes, let's go. We live for those kind of reactions. Yeah, activity around Chrono Gear has kind of like, settled down now, where now it's roughly in the same space as other games where, like, every so often somebody will stream it and then we'll all jump in and watch them. But I think it'll kick up again, like, during the annual Steam sales, at least I hope so. You don't understand all the hidden Markiplier memes in Megamix Mania? Really? They added Markiplier memes? I can't believe they added Markiplier to Sonic. My goodness. I guess I'll have to see what you're talking about. Classic mode lives are still infinite and use this coin. Really? I thought it was the case where, if you went classic with the 4-3, then you get a traditional live system. Yeah, I would imagine, Blake, that Michael Jackson's legal team kind of had a change of heart after he passed away with regards to, the Sonic 3 soundtrack. Something happened at some point. Like, it used to be fine, and then suddenly it wasn't. Ah. I like how it's pretty much based on ironclad research done by the fans. We pretty much know exactly what happened with regards to Michael Jackson's involvement in the Sonic 3 soundtrack. Even though we're never going to get, like, an official explanation. But we basically just know, just because of how well documented everything is. Yeah, Sonic 3 Era is such a good game mod. Sonic 3 Era is short for Angel Island Revisited, and it's an extensive fan mod of Sonic 3 and Knuckles that kind of like wraps it into its own like standalone program that gives you a bunch of new quality of life features, including a widescreen, your choice of the different soundtracks that it's had over the years, whether you want Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 styled shields, whether you want the drop dash, and of course it makes it easier to add mods like new characters and stuff to the game, which is really cool too. Yeah, that was a thing too, Gray Stripe, with some of the Mega Man games in the 90s and early 2000s, where they had to change like some of the music for overseas audiences to kind of avoid complications with the licensing. Because prime examples being Mega Man X4 and Mega Man 8, they had completely different opening music in Japan, but they were only allowed to use that music in the Japanese release. So they had to compose original compositions for overseas. And even in modern times, when they were re-released as part of like a Mega Man Anniversary Collection and Mega Man X Legacy Collection, they had to keep that where, like, unless, like, they have the different opening themes depending on the region that you purchase the game in. Mark the Plier? So what, he's like a pair of pliers? That would be funny. Mark the Pliers. I like Markiplier, he's a national treasure. I'm so happy for him with Iron Lung doing so well. Cause right off the bat, like, things were looking good because, you know, generally speaking, indie horror games don't cost nearly as much as other genres of movies. Specifically because horror lends itself well to minimalism. So already that I think that was what allowed his team to keep the budget reasonable. But even then, like, they were only expecting to make their budget back like $2 or $3 million, and they ended up making like $21 million or something. And then I heard that, like, he posted a video where he was kind of like really emotional about it and like thankful for everybody's support. So that makes me happy. Like, it's not the kind of movie that I usually enjoy watching. But I'm really glad to hear that indie movies can still make it in a world where, like, almost everything that releases in a given year is just like a sequel or a remake or something like that. Yeah, more original stories. Yeah, Sonic 1 and 2 have their own Angel Island Revisited style mods. I actually played the one for Sonic 2. Yeah, it was. I think it was specifically the day where I was playing Sonic 3D Blast and I rage quit and I just decided to play through the entirety of Sonic 2 right then and there. Was that... didn't I do that a second time at one point? Where I rage quit a Sonic game and just decided to play through Sonic 2? Or was it just that one time? I think it was just that one time. I think that's just gonna be my go-to if I'm upset with a Sonic game. I'm just gonna play through all of Sonic 2. Sonic... Whoa, wait, did I do it with Sonic Heroes? I don't think so. I think I just decided to chat for the rest of the stream, but I should have done it. I really should have to keep the bit going. Yeah, I stopped at the jungle because by the time I got there, I only had 1 life left. And then I got to the crocodile section that everybody hates. And then I was like, I don't want to go through all Frog Forest again just to die in this part repeatedly. I've been told that I should have started as Team Rose, but then, man, I didn't want to, just because, like, I know their campaign is easier and goes by more quickly. But then after I beat it, I would be incentivized to just play through Team Sonic anyway, so I might as well just start with Team Sonic. Yeah, the bamboozled card. I remember that. I can actually show you the clip if you want, if you haven't seen it yet. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it. Okay. Where are you? I know you're here. So we're gonna do media source. I still have it somewhere. Maybe it's on my external hard drive. Videos? No? Where'd it go? I had it here. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's this one. I just need to... What the hecky? Why is it so big? Why is it so big? Okay. So, I am going to pause this because the sound's not playing for me.
A few moments later.
Restart playback. Okay. How do I, like, hide and show? Okay. So specifically for this media source, why is the sound not actually playing? Oh my goodness, okay. Where? You heard it? Oh, okay. Why am I not hearing it on my end? Excuse me. Restart playback when source becomes active. Close file when inactive. Really? Okay, I'm gonna play it again with the video just because I don't know. Why can't I actually, like, enjoy it with everybody? It doesn't show up on my thing. Alright, I'm gonna do a silly. I'm just gonna like play it in a different window at the same time. Okay. This one. I'm gonna move it down here. This was like Spacey 1.0. Well, not 1.0, 1.5, I think.
A few moments later.
No! Okay. Yeah, I was so young back then. Finally. So young and naive.
Wow, what's that going up there?
Got it! Got it! Shoot! Shoot!
That was literally the first time I encountered that enemy. Like, you'd think that they would put, like, a checkpoint right before it.
Go on the table.
Really?
Just to introduce you to the fact that it can, like, delete your whole team.
One eternity later.
I felt that. I felt that. Oh no! Oh no! Poor Spacey. I didn't even stop playing at that point, contrary to popular belief. That was not my stopping point. I made it all the way to Iron. What was it called? The one after Frog Forest. Something Jungle. Yeah, like before I made it past Sonic Adventure 2 in the chronology, I thought I would hate Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, and love Sonic Heroes, but it was just the exact opposite. I really despised my time with Sonic Heroes, but I absolutely love playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Right, Mystic Jungle. Yeah, I don't know how I would have felt, like, if I actually played those games when they were new. Because I dropped off of the Sonic series, at least the 3D Sonic games, after Adventure 2. So, like, when I actually started streaming these games, it was experiencing them for the very first time. It was your first Sonic game? Yeah, it was a lot of people's first Sonic games. Alright, so let us get started. Alright, I should have the mod set up. Sonic Heroes is a game where you can feel the development hell as you play it. Yeah, I kind of get that. Nice. Let's go. Is my controller working? My mouse is working. Wait on the menu? Okay, I'll do that once I fix the screen size. Why isn't my controller working? Hold on a second. You used the dev menu in a weird way. No, I didn't. I just unplugged my controller. So that it would actually work. It says that it's connected now, but... it is detecting my controller. However, inputs are not working. Maybe if I leave Steam... oh wait, no, that closes the game. I can't do that. Dios mío, yeah. No! Okay. Let me try again. So maybe if I log in and turn off Steam input, I have to plug it in then start the game? Oh, okay, maybe it's because it was on when I tested it earlier. Okay. Da-da. Okay, it's working now. Okay. Video. There we go. Okay, I was told to wait on the title screen. I love the graphics here, like the planet in the background's really cool too.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through. Ah, fuck! What the fuck? Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Welcome. Who's coming? Huh?
If you're coming right now, let me see it. Let me see it. Show me. Huh?
He who is coming. Kitty, what are you doing out here? Did I not see you before? You're so Portuguese. Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Hello, everybody. My name is Portuguese. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this. Okay, so the first night is never usually that Portuguese in any of the games, so I'll play through.
Hello.
No, stop!
Hi.
What are you doing? 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 Was that the bite of— Markiplier.
I'm alone.
Anyway. Let's go! Why did they add Markiplier to the game? Why did they add Markiplier to the game? Okay, I'm fine, I'm fine. Anyway, Sonic. Alright, so there's 2 different modes that I could play through. Also, how's the volume compared to my voice? I feel like I need to turn it down on my side just so I can hear myself talk. Volume's good? Okay. So yeah, there's Megamix mode, which is kind of like remixing the levels inspired by the original Sonic Megamix hack. And then classic mode like brings it a lot closer to the original hack. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of my friend Dusky. When one of the demos of Havoc Fox has like an error screen where it's just like the dancing pumpkin dude. Was it that, or was it the Skyrim intro? I feel like there was like a mod or like an indie game or something, or like a demo where like if you got to a certain point it would play it would play the Skyrim intro. Skyrim intro was Starbuster? Oh right, that was it. Oh my gosh. Was it specifically when the game crashed? That's hilarious. Okay. Well, I want to play Megamix mode. Maybe we can play through Classic afterwards with a different character if we end up beating this quickly. Oh, there's my other save file from when I originally played this. Selecting uncleared Sonic Mania saves may prove unstable. Oh, it could have been my Mania save file, actually. Okay, what's the extras thing? Huh? Mark the Plier? Okay, so we can play... we can play Sonic. We can play Shadow, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. And Sonic and Tails together, I think. Market appliance! Oh, okay, I got... Hold on, I got a DM. What the hecky? Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm good. I should be good. Yeah, I saw a person. We were talking about that at the start of the stream where Mira's voice actress voices Tangle. That's so cool. Alright, I'm gonna go channel. Yeah, Amy is specifically an add-on that you turn on before you start the game, and she replaces Mighty. Tutorial act. So I could skip, I could do basics, I could do new stuff only. I'll do basics. Press down after moving. Oh, I like how those are kind of like dolls of the normal enemies. I like how they have a basic tutorial if you're new to these kinds of games. Like, that's a level of effort that not many fan projects go through to, like, introduce new players. Nice, okay. Oh, Shadow can double jump. Heck yeah. Jet Stomp, be in the air. Oh, cool. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, Robin, Hytale is so good. I really enjoyed playing it last week. I want to play more. But I wanna check out my friends and see if anyone wants to play with me. I think it'll be more enjoyable that way. Oh, right, double jump. Red rings, 5 hidden per act. Tutorial finished. Nice. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of the stomp. Oh, this is so cool! So that kind of explains why you can't play as Ray. He's the pilot. I can't remember if the airplane was in the original, like the one that I played, the 0.9. I know it was not in the original game. Give us an entire Chao Garden game? I know, that would be so cool. And it would basically print money. I don't know why they haven't considered that. Let's go. Gotcha. Dang it. We're on the bottom path. Oh, yeah, I didn't know of that, physicist. I didn't know specifically of Bobo Bay. I know there's a game called Poglings that's currently in development right now. I had a Kickstarter. And that also is like very obviously inspired by the Chao Garden. There was also the one that kind of mixed in elements of Kirby Air Riders too. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But that looked really good too. So was it like Star Garden? Yeah, Star Garden, yeah. Yeah, this is basically Sonic Megamix, like the old hack, but expanded into like a Sonic Mania expansion. And it just got finished recently, so that's why I'm playing through it. I wish that did damage, it would be so dope, but I understand why it doesn't. But I could get into the habit of doing it while holding down, that way I go right into the spin dash. Come on. You finished the story portion of this today? Nice. There's an extra life down there. I don't know how to drop down there, though. The Shadow's running animation is so smooth, too. I like that they incorporated the roller skates. Nice! The Shadow 05 victory music. Okay. Nice! I saw something fly to the right. I like it when, Sonic mods and Sonic fan games go through the extra effort of having, like, environmental storytelling, where you might see the boss that you're about to face, like, fly off in the background, for example. Or, like, you kind of see, like, hints at what the boss that you're gonna face coming up. Everybody has their own invincibility and speed choose music too. Yeah, that's a nice nod to the original hack as well, which also had separate invincibility and speed choose music for everybody. Oh, this thing. It's kind of neat seeing this in the first level rather than all the way in Press Garden. What? Okay, that's gonna hurt. It's been a pretty long time since I played the original Sonic Mania 2, so this is giving me a newfound appreciation for how creative the original Sonic Mania's gimmicks were. And like I can tell that this mod is making very good use of them in like new contexts. How did I use the other one as a spring before? Double jump. Oh! Oh my gosh, it's another Shadow 05 song. Behold the ultimate power! Chaos control! Oh yeah, those are probably the boss.
It's showtime!
It's showtime! Oops. Oh, there we go. Nice. Goodbye.
KO!
I like how it gives you rings too after you defeat it. Nice. Dark Fortress has always had a nice aesthetic. Oh, they remixed the song again, specifically for Megamix Mania. I remember the original song being in Ring Racers. Yeah, this is the quintessential example of how all you need to do to make Marble Zone good is add slopes. That's it. The fact that it doesn't have slopes in the original makes it quite the slog. But now that we have ways of actually building up speed and momentum, you can do a lot more with its gimmicks. Nice. Well, I got an itch. Itchy battle. No. No, I just want to itch. I do not want to restart. Oh, those are some cool, like, original bass sprites. Check message on pause screen. Without light, there's only darkness. That reminds me of the one Sonic meme that's like, the problem with going faster than the speed of light is that you're always shrouded in darkness. Dang it. Oh, there's a bonus stage there. I want that. Yeah. Oh, cool! Shadow gets his own model now. It looks kind of weird, though. It looks like he's walking. But the effort is still appreciated. Nice. Oh, I see the UFO. Jump up. Dang it. So I can't jump over the open air. I'm gonna get ya. Gotcha. Shadow's so cool that even when he runs, he walks. Eat that, Sonic, you faker. Oh yeah, the skating's at the higher speeds, I guess. I really like the color palettes here, too. Like, if you make an environment that's mostly, like, grays, it really helps it pop if you make the shadows, like, bluer in tone, and then the highlights, like, either, like turquoise or gold-ish in tone. Like, hue shifting is very much key in making those kinds of environments still feel colorful, even though it's technically not. Oh, I want that. Seems there's quite a few special zone things here. Oh, button. Find the button. Okay. Thankfully, double jump. I still want that. I probably have to, like, scour the place for another hidden button. Conan Gamma, hi! I recognize you. Thank you for stopping by. Hope the game's going well. Yeah, I'm having a blast so far. I really like the extra polish that's been done since 0.9. And I also appreciate that, like the level design and the tutorials and everything, like, they're very welcoming, even to people who might not be experienced with Sonic in general. Like, this feels like its own game. Like, it does repurpose gimmicks from Sonic Mania, but the context is so different from the original that it feels like it always belonged, you know? You've been found out. Yeah. Get found out. I also really like the remixes of all the songs. I'm guessing these rain trails are specifically for Sonic, because he's got the light speed dash. Oh, yeah, Dark Moon. For some reason, Markiplier's in this game. I don't know why, he just is. Oh, that's a smooth animation. Oh, I want that. I want that too. Oh, that's creative. It's like the stone that those enemies, like, that those stone enemies look like, but it's a spring. Like that one, yeah. Hi, Condridge. Hope you're doing well. Playing songs. No! Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. Yeah, crushing is an insta-kill, as in most Sonic games. Because, like, what else can you do? Because otherwise the player's just gonna clip through the terrain. I mean, I could see a case for them maybe, like, warping you back to the last checkpoint without necessarily killing you, but that's just time wasted, I guess. Oh, where's the button? Is there a button here? Yes. Okay, so I had to pay an Eggman tax to press that button. Sonic Generations, so it doesn't have it as an insta-death? Oh, interesting. I don't know what they do to get around that. Maybe they disable the collision on the collider until you can walk away from it. Okay, it's gonna take a while to get enough blue spheres. Okay, I'm fine. I'm calm. Okay. I like the colors in this area. It reminds me of autumn. Dang it. Dang it, I missed. No! Wheat beat zone? Oh, I got greedy. I got greedy. Thank you. Nice. need a baton for that. Oh, I guess I'm not gonna get it. Oh, lightning shield. I want that. Nice. No you don't. Oh, it's so cool how the enemies interact with that like any other platform. No button. Oh, I see the boss down there. Red ring. Thank you. Okay, come on. Thank you. I'm good on lives. Unless... Can I go get it? Yeah. There's the boss.
It's showtime!
Come on. Gotcha. KO. Oh. What the heck? Nice. Oh, those statues are from Altered Beast? I see. City outskirts zone. That's cool how it has that as an intro. Ah! That was your idea to add the Altered Beast statues? Nice. Good call. It's the atmosphere. CO2. Bolly bolly. Bolly bolly. Can I go here? No. Maybe if I jump down here. I see rings. I want that. I'm not gonna get it. Shadow damaging private property? Yeah. Freaking love the soundtrack. Okay. I wonder if that's a username. Anna. I like the spinny signs. Gotcha. Nice. Oh, this level flows like so nicely. da da da. Da 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 da. Dang it. Oh, the special. I missed the special. Da 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 da. Shadow in the classic style is just so unusual, but it's also so fitting. I want that. Okay. Plastic. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog style Shadow? Oh my gosh, that would be a trip. Ba, 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 ba. Oh my gosh. I feel like even if somebody did like a silent long play of this, it would still be very enjoyable just because of the music. Oh my gosh, the icicles! I was not expecting that, but it works so well. I was warned about this in the README files. There is a glitch that is known where after Shadow gets frozen, and specifically in this level, he can no longer double jump until the next level. So, no double jump, just for City Outskirts Act 2. Yeah, Ice and City is such a such a weird combination in a good way. It's become like a winter city. Oh, I want that. There we go. Oh, cool, and they're even snow-colored now. Ah! Okay, we're gonna have to be careful. Oh, wait, these are reskinned, flying battery, spinning poles. That's so creative. It took me a while to figure that out. Just because the reskin, like, feels so natural. Oh my gosh, the way he just looks around. The glass floors from the jungle level in Triple Trouble? Oh yeah, I remember now. Come on. You're lucky I don't have my double jump right now. Oh, extra life. Gimme, gimme. Nice! Oh, that was a fun little tidbit. Where I got to break all the ice cubes and get items. Dang it. Ooh! Boss fight.
It's showtime!
Oh, that's kind of neat. Like almost a custom boss fight. No, my lack of double jump is making this extra tricky. Oh my gosh. Could I maybe get the double jump back if I die or restart at the checkpoint? Apparently all the campaigns have unique level design. Oh. That's kind of neat. No, not restart. Let me try to go back to the previous checkpoint. Okay, it's back. And I like that it retains the original Megamix's thing where, like, enemies drop rings when you destroy them. So it gives an incentive to actually engage with them sometimes if you need the life. Okay. That's better. Yeah, I don't know how it would expect me to do this part. Okay, I guess like that. Dang it! I don't have my double jump anymore again. There we go. Oh, there it is. Don't know how I feel about this boss. Like, I know the double jump, lack of double jump makes it harder, but like... it still feels a bit janky. Like, if I was playing as somebody, even if I was playing as somebody that would make it easier, like Tails with his flying, I don't think that would mitigate how I feel about it. There you go. Ugh. Misty Maze! Let's go! It's like literally right here. My goodness, at the end of City Outskirts. Nice. I always loved the aesthetic of Misty Maze, so to see it, like, reimagined like this is really cool. Misty Maze was certainly missed. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. I'm surprised that more fan projects don't try to do like the Freedom Planet style of air bubbles, where it's like a zone that you enter and then you immediately replenish your air, rather than waiting for a bubble to spawn. I suppose at this point it's just tradition. But some traditions are meant to be broken. I want that. Special! Okay, once again. Oh cool, is this like a shortcut? Okay. Sorry for the monkey noises, sometimes I panic when it comes to bottomless pits. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Please, please. Roller skates. Okay, go. No. Oh, the corridors are so tight. Okay, go, very good. Mach 4! Oh, holy moly! Or Mach 3. Get him! Oh, so close. Got him! My goodness. Woo! 2 Chaos Emeralds. Nice! And I continue. Oh, thanks everybody. Makes me wonder if the corridors in future special stages are gonna be even tighter. Oh my goodness. Hey. Okay. Nice. Thank you. It's cool that he's just like pushing the switch around. Oh gosh. Yeah, the moss on the platforms is also a good like color contrast. So that way you can tell what is safe ground to stand on and what might be part of the background. Nice. my goodness. Come on. Okay, we're just leaving. There we go. Boing. Come on. Oh, okay. Whatever. What the heck? I'll do. Maybe like this. Nice. You can really go wild with the tabs on those, can't you? Nice. Heck yeah. Whoa. I think it was like this in the 0.9 release too. I just didn't remember it. I do, however, remember Wolfle's music for this part. Ah! I can't double jump out of the water. I recognize this melody as hers. Oh, thank you. This is like Misty May's bad feature. I want that shield. Oh, really? It does? His speed up theme also plays in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Nice. Okay, come on. Okay. Where are we going? Okay, you can pass through this. It looked kind of solid. The sun patterns there. Oh, yeah, that's a nice touch, the oil on top of the water, too. Nice shield. Okay. Almost at the boss, I think. Special! We found another special! Okay, what's this like? Oh my goodness. Satellite dishes and everything. Okay. Thank you. Dang it. Okay. Thank you. No! No! Dang it. I should stop taking the spring past a certain point and just jump into the bumper. No! We lost the special. Okay. Oh, yeah. Were there indoor sub areas in the original? I think so. Like the original Sonic Mania. Oh gosh. Thank you. Nice. Yeah, there were a lot of fun ideas in the OG Mania Oil Ocean. Come on. Boss time.
It's showtime!
I won't get ya. Thank you for the boost. the double jump makes this so much easier. Come on. Gotcha. KO. Nice. Oh, yeah, Pete, I heard. Mira's voice actress voices Tangle. Oh, and the highway levels right above this one. I like the end of level transitions in this. My goodness, it's so good. Starry Night. Oh, cool! It's an actual speedometer on the wall. Oh my gosh, they brought in Titanic Monarch gimmicks outside of the final level. It's really cool to see them in a different context like that. Yeah, and the pianos are a nice touch in this level too. Just the way that it's just kind of like combining gimmicks from different Mania levels in a way that feels thematically cohesive. Oh, the special. I want the special. Dang it. Also, Sammy and Paige say hi.
What the dog doing?
I want that.
What the dog doing?
Nice. I like the vocals too. Drop kick. Nice! Invincibility! All hail Shadow! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Awesome! Can I kick it? Oh, the Puyo Puyo graffiti? And the weird creepy Sonic from Sonic CD. Oh, yeah, this version of the song was specifically mixed by Woofle. I recognize it, because it was in my playlist for a long time. Nice. Nice, the kick drums. Woo! If I'm not mistaken, Wolf will actually compose this specific song before I even met her. And it was one of the ones that actually convinced me to kind of approach her about helping with Freedom Planet soundtrack. No, okay. Strike. Tick fight. It's you.
Showtime!
Oh, it's really neat how they made it so that Eggman is the one that is piloting the ship this time instead of the hard-boiled heavies. Nice. Gotcha. Yeah, Woofle does have a SoundCloud. She is currently working on the soundtrack for Starbuster, which is a really cool looking, like, Mega Man Zero inspired game. It's spearheaded by one of the main programmers of Freedom Planet 2, actually. Come on, okay. Dang it. I think I have to jump on top of it. No!
It's showtime!
Yeah, Starbuster's looking really good. I should go more in front because I noticed that the purple one comes on screen first. Awesome. I don't know if the original is always that hard, but for this mod, with it being in a later level, it feels like it's where it should be. Oh, cool. So metallic base in this version of Megamix takes after a chemical plant. Come on. Dang it. I want that. Oh, yeah. Fake capsule. Oh yeah, I forgot those could break spikes. Ah. Ah. Ah, thank you. Nice. Now. Nice. Fire shield, thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, there must be a switch up here that I need to break. Oh, this person. There we go.
It's showtime!
It's showtime. Oh, Metal Sonic is just off to the side. Goodbye. Double jump makes that way easier. Haha. What? I can't move. That would be a nasty trap. If you beat the boss with no rings. Oh, wow. This level does make effective use of graze. to get going. Please have a good rest of your stream. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for helping make this. Oh my goodness. Nice. I'm all the way down here again now. Okay, I think I was supposed to ascend that, so dropping right down. There we go. Nice. Oh gosh. Sonic hacking runs for his life, except it's Shadow. No. No. Stop. Oh, come on. Ah, Mike, hi. Thank you for 41 months. My goodness, thank you for your support. It goes well. I'm in the end game of Sonic Megamix Mania. I'm not gonna get trapped by you again. No! Dang it. Do my best to stay on the upper path, I'll avoid a lot of those badniks that pull me back. Yeah, the only indication I get of places that I could go is like the occasional ring path.
Oh no!
Oh, Neil Silverthorn, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. No! Nice.
It's showtime!
At least I got a checkpoint. And they added Metal Sonic to make this final boss more interesting. Gotcha. I can't remember if the fire was in the original. Oh my goodness. It's not over. Oh wow. It's over! Okay. First 1.5 seconds of Sonic Adventure 1 sad music. Oh, cool. Interactive credits. Nice! I think I skipped another Marky Parky cutscene, Markiplier. Next Sonic game? I could go to Colors, I suppose. Because I've tried to play Unleashed twice so far. Not really having a good time with it. Rings! Gimme. I'm nervous that it shows my lives here. Are they gonna pull a fast one on me? I suppose I could try Black Knight. If I can figure out the setup for it. Wii Colors it would be the one. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy. Shadow's like, oh, those four. They test me. Huh, no matter. Because I am the ultimate. Oh, sweet! There's Mighty, too. Thank you for playing! Thank you for making! Nice. The ultimate power. Yeah, that went by pretty quick. I guess we could try classic mode. See how different that is. Okay. Yeah, we'll play as Tails too. Yeah, it's around half Sonic Link. Oh, that's cool. The time portal sound. Oh, it's not like a sequential thing, I guess. Oh, it's cool. Like, it shows, like, the character on the plane. I like the tiny shadow there. He's so edgy. Alright, we'll play Tails. Yeah, that can sound like one Game Gear map. Alright. Well, let us dive right in. Oh, remixes of, the songs that were even in the original. That's good. Does that help? Something tells me I'm gonna miss Shadow's double jump, but it's okay, we can fly. Can we do the tail swipe? I wonder. Yes, we can. Choo! Oh yeah, that is true. Green Hill song does have official lyrics written by the original composer. Come on, no. There we go. Da 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 da. Oh, Tails says Sonic Advance music. Dang it, I wanted that invincibility. I'll just still look for the fire shield. Let's go. Yeah, Green Grove music, also known as Windy Valley music. Actually, I want... Da, da, da. Okay. Dang it. Water shield. Yeah, it's nice when the first levels of Sonic games kind of like break the mold from the typical Green Hill fare. For all of Shadow of 5's faults, in terms of making you replay tedious missions, Westopolis does break the mold. And of course, there's also Sonic and the Secret Rings, which also breaks the mold with its first level, being like a desert temple. Nice. Gotcha. Yeah, so in the earliest versions of Sonic Megamix, it followed the 3-act format from Sonic 1. Oh yeah, Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill. Like, a first level can set a really strong impression of what the rest of the game is gonna be like. So, in some regards, like, the smart thing to do would be to make it the last level, one of the last levels that you work on in a game. But, you know, we can't help ourselves. We kind of want to make start with the first level because it makes sense, but I would recommend like revisiting it much later in the development of the game that you're working on, just because like the mechanics might have evolved since then. The player might need to know new things, so it's important that the first level kind of organically teaches them those things. Good example of that being Chrono Gear, where the first level originally did not have blue notes or gold notes, or like those barriers that required a time power. So we added in we made room for those later on to make sure that players we really got it in their head that okay, you have time powers, you can use them. He's faster than Sonic. No boss? There was a boss in the original. I guess this is like pure classic. The original Dark Fortress is definitely like a bit more modeled after OG Marble Zone, so less slopes, unfortunately. But I think I feel like some were added now to kind of make it flow more nicely. Yeah, make the first level last. It's solid advice, but it's so hard to follow. Cause like when you start a new game project, you're like, oh, like it makes sense to start with the first level because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the project. So like, personally, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, but like, if you can't resist a temptation, it's completely fine. Like, a workaround you could do to kind of like resist that temptation more readily would be to start with the second level, and then work from there, and then just make the first level like in the middle of the project or near the end. Or you could like, you know, start from the first level, keep working on it, but then add a new first level later on that takes place before the original first level. I guess it depends on how you handle a tutorial in your game, because the tutorial would be a good candidate for, like, a new first level. Like, the other reason that is pretty sound advice is just because, like, when you're first starting a project, you're kind of acclimating yourself to, like, the game engine you're using and the mechanics and stuff. And, like, by the time you're getting into the end levels, like, you've got a much more solid understanding of where your game's strengths are. So that accumulation of, like, skill over the development of your project is why, like, it's recommended to save, like, the first level for last. It's so hard, though. I'm sorry, it's really hard. But I do my best to, like, touch up, at least touch up the first level, after the fact. Once, like, I've gotten more used to, like, working with the game mechanics and all that. Pew pew! The tail's altered. God of War games usually do the intro last, and it's very visible. The encounter of those is usually crazier than anything in the entire game. Yep, exactly. I've heard the first Bayonetta is kind of like that too, where like the first boss is akin to the final boss of many other action games. Oh, this is a funky track. Oh, right. It's a remix of Volcano Valley Zone. I like the blocks down there, like how they had like the lava highlight on the bottom. That was a nice bit of artistry. Like, I like how the classic mode isn't like specifically just sticking to the original tile set. It's like improving the graphics. Like right here, there's lava on the bottom of those, and it's a nice little indication that they might fall back in. Ah! But yeah, like the first level having the most bombastic boss fight is something that the Mega Man X games do a lot too. Like where like the intro boss is by far the biggest in the game. Huh. Nice speed up music for Tails. But it's I'm guessing like they mostly, games mostly do that just because like a lot of people who play a game will only play the first few levels and then move on to something else. So you want to make sure that the few levels that they do play are like kind of the best that the game has to offer. Dang it. Okay. I don't care about fire as long as I have the fire shield. Dang it. No more fire shield. Oh, invincibility. It's his theme from Sonic Adventure 2, the remix of Believe in Myself. Did I follow this exact same pattern when I played version 0.9? I played Shadow for the main campaign and Tails for Classic. I think I did. History has a funny way of repeating itself. Yeah, Dark Moon, exactly, it's a hook. Hooked them into playing more. That was the start? Oh, I want to play more. Yeah. I like how there's Sonic statues in the back instead of the Altered Beast ones from the main campaign. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm just racking up extra lives, my goodness. Yeah, the fact that classic mode is like a bit more chill and freeform, that means I can actually strike up conversations about other topics. Yeah. Getting players to the good part as soon as possible so they can stick around and learn. Yeah, I imagine that would be quite a useful thing for fighting games too. Because fighting games have an extremely high skill floor. So you want them to be interesting enough for an inexperienced player that they stick around to learn more of the mechanics. Because like fighting games already have enough of a problem as it is attracting like a casual audience. One of my favorite things that they've done in recent times to kind of help with that, like, Street Fighter 6 has an option to kind of like, simplify the control scheme so that a lot of your best moves are mapped to single button presses, or at least the most flashy and iconic ones. There was an old fighting game on the Sega Saturn that did the same thing that I remember quite fondly too, and that was like one of the few fighting games that I played frequently because of it. It was called Battle Arena Toshinden Remix, and specifically its easy difficulty did that button remapping thing, where you just press single buttons for your special attacks. Like, looking back on it, I wish that was a separate option from the actual difficulty of the game. But as a kid, it was just really nice, to have that. Was it PS1? It was on the Sega Saturn too, because I did not have a PS1 back then. We got it after we got the Saturn. Nice! Sonic! Yeah, we had a Sega Saturn. We were huge Sega fans as a kid, and like I remember one of my fondest memories growing up was the Christmas that we got the Sega Saturn. Specifically because it was one of the few times in my life that I remember my parents actually playing video games with us. Like, Mom kind of fell off of video games after the original Super Mario Bros. That's still her favorite game. I don't know what my dad's favorite game is. The last one I remember him playing was Robotron 64, or at least the latest one. Like, him and my brother were playing, like, two-player co-op in Robotron 64. I remember him getting really frustrated with it, but, he had a good time playing with my brother. But before that, he actually took a spin at playing, Sega Saturn with us. We played Christmas Nights first, because, you know, it was Christmas. And then we played, like, a 3-pack. Like, 3-in-1 game disc that had a Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter, and Daytona USA. So we sampled all 3 of them. Eventually, like, my parents just let us play Christmas Nights all night. Ironic, because, you know, nights. And we spent all night, like, we didn't have memory cards, so we couldn't save our progress, so... For the next, like, couple weeks, anytime we would boot up the game, we would just breeze through all of the advent calendar unlockables until we could play as Sonic. But eventually we did get a memory card to fix that. And then, like, another game that we got for the Sega Saturn that I fondly remember was Astral, who was kind of meant to be, like, Sega's, like, newest mascot, like, in the vein of Sonic, but, like, the game obviously didn't do very well, but... I distinctly remember kind of being blown away by the soundtrack of Astral. Like, this is the first time that I really, like, understood that video games could have CD quality audio instead of the usual, like, sound chips that they have. Because we had it on the speakers. And I remember, like, my brother was playing it, like, in the other room, and I heard the music on the speakers, and I was like, is Dad playing music on the stereo? It doesn't sound, because it didn't sound like a video game to me. I couldn't comprehend it, because I was so young. So that was really cool, and also kind of, like, it also kind of blew me away that it had voice acting, too, like, full voice-acted cutscenes in certain parts. I was like, oh my gosh. It was really hard, though, so I couldn't get that far, but I remember, like, it was also one of the few games that my sister enjoyed playing, too. We like taking turns, like, playing as Astral and the bird. Player 2 is always the bird. But that was a fond memory. Eventually we got a Game Shark for the Saturn, and that was what allowed me to actually beat the game. So I think that's a point in favor of just having, like, assist options for the player, just so they can enjoy a story. Oh yeah, another cute thing about Astral is that, like, I was young enough that I did not understand that Japanese was a language, so it's an actual language. So, like, only the full cutscenes in Astral were dubbed in English. Like, his gameplay lines were not. So, like, I heard him, like, shouting in Japanese during the gameplay, and I thought it was, like, a fictional, like, elven language that he was speaking. Like, I had no concept of other languages at the time, because I was just a baby bat. Well... Japanese might as well be, yeah. Japanese is such a beautiful language, my goodness. And yeah, I took Spanish classes in high school as well. We had our choice between Spanish and French. I chose Spanish, because I wanted to be different from my brother, because he took French. But I gained a lot of appreciation for the Spanish language, especially the variant that we learned, which was like, you know, South American Spanish. Yeah, me gusta. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Salud. Gracias, de nada. Taking French was a mistake. I feel like you'll have a better time if you pick the language that most of your friends are picking. Because, like, one of my VTuber friends, I remember I was lurking in their stream and they were talking about how, they took French and all their friends, they found out later that all their friends picked Spanish. Well, actually, I don't think they actually got a choice. I think they were assigned French. And they were kind of, like, miffed that they they would like had to learn different language than all their friends. Better to learn neutral Spanish. Every Spanish-speaking country has different meaning for some words. Yeah, exactly. Just like the differences between like American and Australian English, or I guess American, UK, and English too. Da 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 da. Yeah, Funky Balloon Park remix. I've been so focused on Chatty Batty that I don't even remember the last like 10 minutes of gameplay here. I'm like in the zone. Like I appreciate classic mode for that. It's very zen. Like you don't have to worry about being super precise. That's just like classic Sonic in general. Just like the fact that you get infinite life as long as you have one ring. Sonic 3 multiplayer, the sound design, yeah, it was so good. Misty Maze! This is the Misty Maze I remember. Like, I appreciate what the main campaign did to kind of give it, like, that oil theme in the second act. But I also appreciate the original first aesthetic. Like, the visuals alone make it, like, more bearable. Like, the original Labyrinth Soul is, like, one of my least favorites in the entire franchise. Like, because not only is the gameplay just extremely slow and tedious, but visually it is extremely bland as well. Like, the background is just, like, squares. That's it. Dark squares. I want that. Nice. Yeah, the columns music works really well with it, too. I want that. You took a Spanish exam in college? Well, kinda sick. So you took some Tylenol, only found out shortly after that you took the PM pills. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, you gotta take the Dayquil. Oh my gosh, I hate underwater gameplay in Sonic games. Why do they make it slower? They should make it faster. That's always my solution when it comes to water levels in games, in terms of making them actually fun. Just do the opposite of what everybody else does when they make the player's movement more sluggish underwater. I don't care if it doesn't make sense, just make them move faster underwater. Sega almost had it right with Rystar. In Rystar, you have like a really quick underwater dash. They were almost on the path to greatness, but they chose not to do that again after Rystar. Swim! Yeah, Tails can swim here. It's still slow though. Like, it makes sense in real life. However, it's not fun. Even like a game like Mario 64, which does swimming like a bit better, it's still like pretty sluggish, and they're generally like my least favorite parts of 3D Mario platformers. Ratchet and Clank did a pretty good job, specifically from the part in 1 when you get the Hydro Pack onwards. Because like after Ratchet and Clank 1, the Hydro Pack is just something you always start with, but you just hold a button and you can swim fast, and that's it. That's all you need. And I guess in Super Mario Galaxy, they have the turtle shells that you can latch onto, to make you swim really fast, but like, without those, you're kind of like moving really slowly again. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the water levels in Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. I also love the water movement in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It's so good. Really good stuff. It's a lot easier to get it right in a 2D space, I imagine, than a 3D space. Because in a 3D space, like, you kind of have to, like, it's basically flight controls. You have to account for being able to move in all 3 dimensions. I guess you could simplify it the way Ratchet & Clank did, where, like, the controls are basically the same as when you're platforming above water, but they just have a separate, like, individual face buttons that you hold down to move up or down in the water. Come on. Da 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 da. That's not anywhere I can go. Ow. The rings can move normally underwater, why can't I? Also, the vibe I get from Misty Maze is a lot more relaxing than the underwater timer would suggest. Da, da, da. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cookie Sophie, hello. Long-time lurker, first-time chatter. Just want to say in Freedom Planet 1 and 2 is one of your biggest inspirations for making your own game, Blade for it. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you very much. And I'd love to check out your game once it's ready. If you haven't heard of it before, I do recommend maybe showcasing it at the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. It's an annual online event that not only highlights Sonic fan games, but also indie games as well. And I have the absolute honor to host it every year, along with many other talented streamers. Ah! You wanna make sure you can get a demo out for stage? Let's go! Da, da, da. Oh, getting at the parts of the game where I have to concentrate a bit more. Da, 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 da. Come on. Da, da, da. Water shield, fire shield? No, I shouldn't get that. I specifically need... No! No, 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 no. Dang it. I specifically need the standard shield or the water shield. Otherwise, it'll dissolve underwater. Ow. Da 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 da. Come on, please. Oh, Cinema Z, hi! We're doing well. Yeah, I played through the main campaign and had quite a good time. I played as Shadow, so now we're playing Classic as Tails, which I think I did this exact same thing when I played the 0.9 version last year. It was not intentional. It's just my preference. If Shadow's playable, I pick him. If Tails is playable, I pick him. Pick him. I must pick him. They are good beans. Come on. Can you please spawn? Bubble? I want it. Oh, there it is. Shadow's moveset's so cool too. Yeah, I love the double jump. It's So snappy. Why would you randomize the spawn rate of the bubbles? See, I just want air pockets. I just want air pockets. Just make, like, a larger bubble where if you are inside of it, your air replenishes, and you don't have to stop and wait. This is where you left off in the main story? Oh, and Misty Maze? Yeah, Misty Maze in the main story is really good. Yeah, that's exactly why I have it in Freedom Planet. The insta-air pockets. And in Freedom Planet 2, there was never really a need because the only level in Freedom Planet 2 where oxygen is even a concern is Gravity Bubble, and that already has, like, air zones underwater. Da, 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 da. Nice. Oh my gosh, our Rice Star remix! Let's go. Gravity Bubble is one of your favorite levels. I'm glad to hear that, thank you. Yeah, I thought about... I thought to myself when I was making Chrono Gear, like, do we even need an oxygen mechanic? I don't think so. Because you literally play as a god. Time doesn't breathe. That was my justification for it. Like, it's kind of an interesting contrast, like, going from working with protagonists that are just, you know, like, run-of-the-mill heroes without, like... I mean, they have special abilities, but, like, they're mortal like everybody else. Going from that to kind of like this power fantasy, where, like, you literally control time itself. It's cool! The contrast. Legendary Starfleet? I've heard good things about that too in terms of underwater gameplay. I should play those sometime. It looks like Kirby, but you're a starfish. Like, it kind of looks like like, vibes-wise, it kind of feels like a mix between Kirby and Klonoa. You think only one got officially localized? Huh? So Starfleet is just something that is not, like, prevalent in the West? Come on. Dang it. There you go. My tails, when I'm flying, are not enough to break monitors on the ceiling. Nice. I needed that. Yeah, again, I think what makes Classic Mode extra chill is that there's no bosses. Dang it. Come on. There we go. Nice. We're cruising through it. Starry Night. Oh, I really like the remix of Panic Puppet. down with that. It's kind of neat how they kept like the same graphics as the Starry Night in the full version. So yeah, a lot of my formative years were spent with Sega games. So that definitely kind of has like influenced the way that I design games and the way that I think about them. Of course, I grew up with Nintendo too. But it's such an interesting contrast compared to like people who were like born later and grew up in like, you know, PS1, PS2 era, Xbox era. Dang it. And you kind of see it in the way that indie games are trending too. Like, we're entering an age where we're seeing a lot more low-poly 3D games on the indie side. It's really cool to see. It makes me wonder if eventually we'll, like, as the people who, like, grew up with the PS2 and GameCube start getting old enough and to develop games. It makes me curious to see if we'll eventually enter an era where we see a lot of, like, PS2-style, GameCube-style games, too. And I'd be curious to see if we end up coming full circle and, like, we have people who grew up playing indie games that were inspired by, like, 8-bit, 16-bit classics, and then we get, like, a second renaissance of those style of indie games. I mean, I guess we're already in that. Like they're always gonna be evergreen just because of the ease of developing those kinds of games. And I suspect the same is gonna be the case for low-poly 3D. Like, it's a renaissance right now, but I think it's something that's gonna, like, remain pretty consistent from this point onward, just because the tools that we have to make them are getting better. And, like, low-poly 3D lends itself well to, like, leaving certain details up to the imagination. Yeah, exactly, Crit. Games like Toby Fox's games are a perfect example. 2D pixel art RPGs, like Undertale and Deltarune. Lots of kids have played those games and gotten, like, a really strong impression of, like, 2D pixel art. The bloodstains on the carpet. Don't want to be copyright struck? I'll stop singing now. Yeah, it's specifically here because the earliest versions of Sonic Megamix had it in Act 3 of Starry Night. Annie! Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? It would actually be really hilarious if I get copyright struck for this later. Even though the composition is completely different. Oh yeah, fans are all too aware of the connection between Michael Jackson and Sonic 3. I was talking about it earlier in the stream where it's quite fascinating that we basically know exactly what happened with Michael Jackson helping with Sonic 3's soundtrack. Specifically because of research done over the years by fans. It's something that's never going to be officially explained, ever, but we just know, just because we did our own research as a community. Well, this is cool how they have these gimmicks in it. Just to kind of give the level a bit more flavor. Did you know Michael Jackson loved fighting games? I didn't know that, actually. Oh, yeah, I would not be surprised about that, Haas. Because the Alien Ant Farm version of Smooth Criminals is actually such a banger. Didn't Michael Jackson, like, give his blessing for that? Like, personally? That's, like, the only... That and the one about movies are the only two Alien Ant Farm songs that I remember. They were kind of a two-hit wonder, weren't they? Man, we've come a long way since the era of, getting all of our pop culture news from MTV. I was also, like, my older brother and I are also really big into, like, Linkin Park and Jimmy Eat World. Those were our two big ones, during our teenage years. So, like, we both heard about Chester's death later on, at the same time, and we just kind of, like, called each other immediately. And we just kind of reminisced about, growing up listening to Linkin Park. You miss magazines? They're still out there, they're just less numerous. Gosh, I remember one time that Freedom Planet got featured in this magazine called Indie Game Magazine. I assume they're not a thing anymore, but I remember like getting a digital copy of it, like a digital PDF. I don't think I have it on my hard drive. It was something that they gave me access to online. Yeah, I have a few issues of Nintendo Power too. I also have I still have the official Prima strategy guide for Pokemon Blue. So that was kind of a trip down memory lane. I think it'd be like a really cool novelty if, like, for one of my games someday we made merch that was like a, you know, like a official strategy guide of sorts that is made of like the same material as those old Prima guides, and it was kind of like structured in a similar way. That would be sweet. Oh, metallic base, we're already here. Ah, time flies. Oh, they made like an entire like remixed, remastered like tile set for this level. That's like even different from the version that is in the main campaign. That's such a good attention to detail. Time may fly, but the fox certainly does. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Terios. Somebody posted in the Spacey Bat server about how Freedom Planet is in Wikipedia as an example of a platform game. The first example of a platform game, actually. So that's pretty neat. You'd think it would have been like Mario or Sonic. Congratulations, we are John Platformer! Okay. I want that. I wonder to what extent people have made custom bosses for Sonic Mania. Are we still, like, mostly just, like, reskins, like in this game? Or I wonder if, like, completely custom code has been made. Oh, when the drums kick in? You want your Sephiroth fight? Wait, actually, has somebody drawn Sephiroth as a Sonic character where he's like an animal? They should draw him as a bird with one wing. That would go so hard, actually. Imagine like a fight like Super Sonic or Super Shadow versus Sephiroth. I think it'd be an even fight. No! I mean, the game's saying no. Oh, now I'm reminded of that one fan art that was shared on Twitter a while back of Ghidorah from Godzilla. And then somebody like redrew it so that Super Sonic is approaching him. Thanks. Forget Sephiroth, let's fight Smash Daisaku. Oh, that would go really hard too. What kind of animal would he be? I could see him as like a primate. That was Corn Art 3. Wait, he's the one. Sonic Boomer added Ghidorah as a playable character. Really? That's awesome. Sonic Godzilla crossover. Wait, was Corn Art 3 the one that did the silver fan art that everybody went crazy over? About like a hypothetical silver fan game? Come on. There we go. Such distant stars. Thank you so much for raiding. Welcome, raiders. Your professor is here. Spacey Bop will tell you at your service. We are nearing the end of classic mode of Sonic Megamix Mania, a very extensive fan-made mod of Sonic Mania. We played through the main campaign earlier, and it was an absolute blast. Classic mode is a little bit more relaxed. There's no bosses, there's just the levels. And it's kind of based off the earliest versions of Sonic Megamix back when it was Sega Genesis hack. I beat the main campaign as Shadow, so I decided to pick Tails for classic mode. What'd y'all play in your stream, by the way? Okay. Okay, we're good. Dang it. There we go. Game Jam dev time? Let's go! It's always cool seeing what people create in game jams with the time limit being like such a big factor in what they prioritize. I personally find them a bit too stressful, but I don't know, maybe someday I could like at least like contribute like, I don't know, music track or two or pixel art for somebody else's project. But they are a fantastic way to just quickly get an idea off the ground and see if it's gonna go anywhere. And then you can polish it up like after the jam is complete. Dang it. Okay. We find it helps to focus on jams as learning experiences first and development accomplishments second. Yeah, exactly. It'll give you a good idea of what you can prioritize. And if, like, a particular game concept is worth exploring in further detail. A 3 to 7 day jam? Those are actually quite long, compared to other jams that I've seen. I've seen jams, like, as short as 48 hours. But, like, yeah, I'd say a week is a pretty good amount of time to get, like, a good idea off the ground. Usually see ones that are 2 weeks to a month. Yeah, a month is a good amount of time as well. It'll help, like, get you used to proper scoping and all that. Some people even can make a complete game with like a definitive beginning and ending in that time frame. The closest I came to like doing that kind of like jam style game is there was a game I made when I was really young. It was just a platformer, an 8-bit style platformer, but I challenged myself to see what I could make in 1 month. So that was pretty fun. You're only doing dev work on stream to help pace yourselves? Yeah, that's a cool idea too. Like, it's also a good idea, like, if you need to, like, take a break in the middle of a self-imposed jam, you could, like, challenge yourself to, like, only work on it on stream. And then give yourself, like, a certain number of streams in order to finish it. That could be something cool to do. Come on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I did a lot of, like... I made a lot of really quick game projects when I was younger. A lot of them wouldn't even go past the first, like, couple of levels before I decided to move on to something else. I was just like a game-making machine. And very few of them were even concepts worth exploring, but it did get me used to the process of game creation. Like, there's a lot of pressure in the age of social media to kind of, like, make something presentable, but there is absolutely a big benefit to just... Well, I like the ambience here. There's absolutely a benefit to just kind of, like, you know, making small projects in your spare time. You don't really even have to show them to anybody. They're just for the practice of, like, practicing certain things. And then you can ask questions, if you're, like, stuck with something. I see that a lot on, like, subreddits, for example. When I'm browsing Reddit, I'll see, like, people posting, like, screenshots or video footage, of a project they might be working on. And, like, even if they ultimately never come to fruition, they're always valuable learning experiences. Oh, right. This phase. Dang it. Yeah, very tempting to put all the hours into the game otherwise.
It's showtime!
I appreciate that they give you a shield to give you a little bit of leniency. The only boss in classic mode. And it can be a bit of a doozy if you're not careful. Oh my gosh, Eggman in the same spot 3 consecutive times. Four times now. There you go. You changed your position. Oh no, 5 times. My goodness. Let's go. Ba ba ba. Yeah, top 10 reasons why it's worth it to explore those ideas. They might not become a product, but the creation experience will stay with you. Heck, you may not be, like, years down the road, you may not even remember what you made, but the knowledge will stay with you. And it becomes an important step in the road to fulfilling your dreams. Who's flying a plane? Ray the Flying Squirrel. I really like the background here, too. Oh, you recognize people in the credits? Nice. But yeah, this was a nice chill stream. Thank you for making this. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, so why don't we hop over to Chatty Batty screen and we can wrap things up. But thank you very much for joining me. It's been fun. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. I still can't believe they added Markiplier to the game. Can't believe this. But again, I'm super happy for him. He's such a sweet guy. Like, the first convention that the Freedom Planet crew and I ever went to was Florida SuperCon. And some of my friends, Don and Alejandro, and I think a couple other people, they got to actually like meet him in person. I was super happy for them when I found out. And they showed me a picture that they took with him. It was so cool. So I've known him for a while. Did I see Ironland? I'm not really into those kinds of like horror flicks, but I'm still really happy for him. Cause like in an era where almost every single movie that makes it into theaters is like a remake or a sequel to something existing. To see a successful indie film like make it and like earn that much is like extremely heartwarming. And it like raises my hopes that more indie films in the future might be able to follow suit. But like again, to be fair, it's quite easy to keep the budget for a horror film under scope, specifically because horror lends itself well to minimalism. But nevertheless, it's really cool. Like it couldn't have gone to like a more deserving person. Markiplier is just like, oh my gosh. He's a national treasure. Staring at the 3 Godzilla sequels you want to see? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, look at me, I'm looking forward to the 4th Sonic movie. And so many other people are too. But like, you can just kind of tell when something is being made to like fill a quota. Or prevent like a copyright from expiring. Compared to something that is made with like true, genuine passion for the source material. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of Marvel movies for that reason, like pre-Infinity War. I kind of dropped off after Avengers Endgame. Like I think the only movie I saw after that was Spider-Man No Way Home. I enjoyed that a lot too. But after that, they've just been kind of like really sporadic, and like it's kind of a shame too because a lot of it is for reasons outside of their control. Mostly having to do with like actors and casting and all that. And like schedules not lining up. Apparently they wanted to call the 4th movie Sonic Chaos Dimension, so it could be shortened to Sonic CD. They should just call it Sonic 4. It's easy to remember, and it'll get people excited who enjoyed the 3rd Sonic movie. I am really curious to see how they'll handle Shadow in that movie. Because he's had his like big moment of character development from Sonic 3. He's so good in Sonic 3. Like Mama Spacey has gone with me to watch every single Sonic movie. So this was her first time. She didn't know who Shadow the Hedgehog was, so this was her first time like seeing him in his character arc. And like, yeah, she had no idea who he was at first, but like he ended up being her favorite character by the end of the movie. Just because, I could tell that she was really, like, sympathetic to, his backstory with Maria and everything. Like, the team for Sonic 4 did such a good job adapting Shadow's character arc, and backstory to the big screen. And, like Jim Carrey, like, he actually freaking killed it as Gerald Robotnik. My goodness. Like, I was actually tearing up at that flashback with Gerald where like I don't know if it counts as a spoiler, so I won't get into detail, but the last flashback with like Shadow and Maria and Gerald was like, oh my gosh, it was so good. It actually got me tearing up a little bit. Like, it goes to show that like Jim Carrey can really like do like more dramatic and serious roles, like when he has the opportunity to do so. I wonder if he'll want to come back for Sonic 4. I like how they kind of leave the door open every time by making Eggman's fate ambiguous at the end of each movie. Because they never know if he's gonna decide that he wants to bow out or not. So it's good to know. It's good to know. Yeah, another dramatic Jim Carrey role that I remember quite distinctly. I think the movie was called Majestic. It was about this movie theater called Majestic, and Jim Carrey was just like this guy who ended up moving into the town, I think. And like one of the most prominent figures in that town that kind of mistook him for his son, who died in the military. And Jim Carrey's character didn't have the heart to tell him that he wasn't his son, so he just kind of pretended until the old man passed away. And even on his deathbed, he didn't have the heart to tell him. But I remember that being a pretty enjoyable movie. I remember critical reception being kind of mixed because people couldn't imagine Carrey in that kind of like serious role. But like if you kind of like, you know, if you just kind of like imagine him as the character he's actually playing as, I think he did a good job. There's a few instances of that in cinema where somebody who's mostly known for comedy plays a more serious role. Yeah, that's another thing too. I guess people expect like over-the-top performances from Jim Carrey. Even if he is playing a more serious role, they expect like something like quite bombastic. So to see him like do a more subdued performance was, I guess, like a little bit unusual to critics. But I liked it. I'm also a little bit biased because Jim Carrey is something of a local hero. Like one of the major cities in New York State is where he came from. Yeah, and I was actually telling my friend Yomi about this on one of her streams recently because she was putting together a Lego Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory set. So I told her an interesting fact where the actor for Charlie in the original Willy Wonka, the one with Gene Wilder, like the original Willy Wonka movie, that was his only acting role, the actor for Charlie. He decided to bow out of acting after that, and he became a doctor. Not only did he become a doctor, but he's a doctor local to my area. So he's close enough to where I live that the newspaper sometimes has like mentioned him a few times. So it's really interesting. Like he's had this really long and successful career in medicine, and like the only time that he did acting was being Charlie in the Willy Wonka movie. And like I imagine he gets a lot of questions about that. So if I were to ever meet him someday, I probably wouldn't bring it up out of respect unless he brings it up first. And it's kind of funny too because that's not the only actor I know of that quit acting to practice medicine. Mega Man X's voice actor in Maverick Hunter X and Mega Man X8. Similarly, that was one of his only voice acting roles, and he decided to switch to medicine afterwards too. Also, it's Rhea. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I don't know why my buttons are not working, my toggles. I have to like mash it like 4 or 5 times, but I'll just restart my computer after the stream. That should fix it. Oh, you'll never get over how Jim Carrey got to perform as the Riddler. Yeah, that was so dope. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really liked Arnold as Mr. Freeze too. I think he did a good job. I can imagine that he would have been like quite expensive to cast, but still. Like you know, like a bunch of movies are like that. They'll get the celebrity name in order to draw in people who might not otherwise be interested. Case in point, Jim Carrey as Robotnik in the Sonic movies. Like I think the only reason my parents were interested in watching that is because Jim Carrey's in the movie. So Ron Weasley's voice actor, Ron Weasley's actor Rupert Grint became an ice cream man. Oh, cool. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to go career. Sometimes you just want to try it out once and see how you enjoy it, and then just kind of leave it at that. Leave it as a very positive memory. Because, you know, we only have one life to live. there's just certain things that I feel like we should go for if we're even mildly curious about what it's like. Oh, that's cool, Dark Moon. One of the Mythbusters left the show to work in a dental profession. Yeah. Sigma also voiced Master Asia from G Gundam, so Day of Sigma was like a reunion. Oh, that's pretty cool. Man, I'm kind of sad that Capcom did not want to make any more Maverick Hunter X games, because it would have been cool to see the other X games in that style. The closest we got was Mega Man X Dive. Like that already has the style of Maverick Hunter X, and it translated a lot more of the bosses and environments from other X games into that style, thankfully. So it makes me wonder, theoretically, how much work it would take to take the assets from Dive and make like a traditional Mega Man X game out of them. I haven't played Dive just because, you know, it's a mobile gacha game, so not really my cup of tea. But I do appreciate, like, the art team's work on it. I know, Powered Up 2, I think I'm actually more upset about that than not getting Maverick Hunter X2. Because Powered Up 2 would have allowed us to play as the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2, presumably. Like, imagine playing as Metal Man, and imagine actually, like, you know, just like they were having, like, a bit more of a focus on narrative in Powered Up. So imagine, like, the cool, like, character interactions that would have taken place if there was a Powered Up 2. At the very least, we got artwork of all of the Robot Masters all the way up to Mega Man 8 in the Power Up style. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually super happy that Mega Man X Dive, after it went offline, they specifically made an offline version that removed a lot of the gacha mechanics. It's still a bit grindy for my tastes. And you can tell that the gameplay was kind of like made with like gaining levels and experience and stat points in mind. So I'm still not sure if it would respect my time, but I still really appreciate that they made the game accessible online, because there's so many other games out there that just cease to be after they get taken offline. Like it takes like a concentrated fan effort to bring those games back through like private servers and stuff, but that does, like, take a lot of work and somebody to care. Yeah. The age of... I kind of missed out on the era that the PSP comes from in terms of handheld games. I ended up not getting a Nintendo DS for a very long time. I got it almost at the end of its life cycle, and it was specifically a DSi. That I just found somewhere. I can't remember where. But it's a DSi that I just found. And I remember asking the person I was with if I could just keep it, and they said yeah. And like in the cartridge slot, when I found it, was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. So that was quite a cool experience. More Elden Ring this week? I could play more Elden Ring. I've actually been thinking about asking my friend Trip, who has also been streaming Elden Ring, if we could... Well, I guess it depends on how co-op works. Is co-op like the sort of thing where you can both play through the main campaign together? So it might be cool to like set something up like that. Because I'd imagine that being able to double team bosses would make certain like encounters like way easier. Co-op is zone-based. Oh, okay, so there's specific areas in the game that you can call a co-op partner into. I see. There's a seamless co-op mod? Oh, okay. You have to resummon your buddy in each zone. No! It'd be cool to have, like, a wandering party. And just the way that, like, the spirit ashes work, for example, like, the game can accommodate, like, multiple combatants, like, going after bosses and stuff, so... It would just be so cool if, like, you could have just, like, a fully multiplayer experience. It's fine, though. It's fine. I've been doing off-stream grinding. I ended up gravitating towards a build that is specifically, like, built around jump attacks. That's all I do in order to kill enemies, jump attacking with 2 massive great swords. I pumped up my strength until I could like until I could like dual wield great swords, and then I just jump attack everything and it dies in like 2 or 3 hits. At least in the areas that I'm in. I'm imagining once I actually start fighting like major bosses again, that it's gonna be a bit trickier. Like I've only fought one boss off stream. It was the magma dragon thing, where you meet the big jar guy. That was just because I wasn't expecting it, but like I try to go out of my way to avoid boss fights and save them for the stream. The spin-off Elden Ring Night Rain is co-op focused though? Oh, okay. So maybe I could wait until both of us have beaten the original game, and then we can play Night Rain together, maybe. The one in Caelid Mine, yeah. I love the look of Caelid. It's like super creepy. You'll see once I stream it again. I could play on Thursday and Friday again, maybe, but it's quite aesthetically unique. But yeah, I've been grinding. I've been like my specific build, like great swords have a really good moveset on horseback, so my go-to for grinding is that area with like all the giants wandering around. And I'll just like slay the giants and I get like 1,000 runes per kill. And then I've been using that to pump up my levels. I'm almost at level 50. Which hopefully is enough to deal with Margit, but I don't know. Like I'm kind of like surprised that I'm still struggling even though I've gained like a bunch of levels and I'm probably a higher level than most people would be at this point. Well, I guess maybe it's just because like the progression is not just based on stat points, it's based on the equipment that you get. So maybe once I get into later areas and start getting stronger equipment, I'll start to like really feel the effects of the new levels. Yeah, Abs, I have Moonveil. But I don't have enough dex to wield it, and I don't know if I want to pump my dex with the build that I have. But I also heard that, like, eventually you get the ability to respec your character. So it depends on when that happens. Maybe I could, like, try a dex build after that. Oh, so you are going for the bunk build? Yeah, the bunk build. Double colossal weapons would be, like, insane. But I imagine those would have such astronomically high strength requirements that you pretty much have to two-hand them. Yeah, levels aren't always important. Gear is important too. It's a more skill-based game. In the Souls games, some people like doing runs where they stay at level 1. Bijou is going through Dark Souls 3 with Soul level 1. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've heard that's a thing with Kingdom Hearts too. Well, I should say Kingdom Hearts as well, because Kingdom Hearts 2 is a game. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, like the remasters, actually give you the ability to lock your EXP, so you stay at level 1 permanently, and it's still completely doable because they still scale your damage depending on the world you're in, even if you haven't gained any experience. So that is quite handy. I'd imagine it's also possible in Elden Ring as well, just because they have the bleed effect, which kind of like scales with the HP of the enemy you're fighting. So I would imagine if you're doing like a level 1 build in Elden Ring, you would want bleed weapons. But yeah, hopefully I can get like a good groove going where like the game is at my skill level, depending on the build that I pick. I have a feeling that bonk build is like the kind of build that's really good at fighting normal enemies, but when it comes to bosses, maybe not so much. Love dying in one hit. I don't. I want to be tanky and I don't feel like it right now. Oh, one other thing that I did off stream is I got Erdtree's favor. That was kind of annoying. You have to use the stone sword key on the gargoyle like at the very start of the game, like right before you go outside for the first time. And then there's like a dungeon area where you kind of have to like move between slits in the walls or you'll get run over by this big wheelie thing. Yeah, I went in there. And it has like the poison floors and the ghosts and the 2 like grafted scions, which is it's the big army thing that you fight like as your very first monster at the start. But there's 2 of them. And they're guarding the Erdtree's favor, but I just ran in and took it, and then I fell to my death purposely. But it's so good for my build because it increases my maximum HP and my equip load, so I can wear heavier armor now. You told me the area was rough. I mean, it took me like 10 tries before I finally got to the Erdtree's favor, but I did it. I wanted to go. I needed it. I looked up the guide about what Erdtree's favor does, and like it's like, oh my gosh, I need that. 10 tries is pretty good blind. Yeah. You regularly stop by that place whenever you start. I see. Yeah. I have a feeling that things are gonna start picking up now that I'm actually like in a good like groove. But it's still a relatively chill game, where it's the kind of game where like I wish I could just strike conversations with people while I'm playing, but it's too hard for me to do that. Like I have to concentrate. Well, I guess. We shall see. Oh, it's Such Distant Stars, thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, I should dip out and get ready for dinner, and to feed the puppos. I mean, it's a half an hour early, but... let's see if there's somebody that we can raid into, shall we? I wonder if anybody's playing, the mod right now. Oh, Argik is doing a watch-along of, Chaotix Case Files Episode 3, which I believe is the one with Tangle in it. Which, for those who don't know, I am the producer of their Freedom Planet series of platform games. They have voice acting in them. Ashlyn Madden voiced one of our characters, Nira, who is like an ice panda. And she voices Tangle. That's so cool. So let's raid Argik. And here is the raid message if you're subscribed to me. Otherwise, you can just say bad raid. But without further ado, I shall bid you all adieu. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. And we'll do some more Eldening later in the week. But until then, thank you very much. It's been good. It's always nice to go back to Sonic once in a while. But in the meantime, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Please take care of yourselves. And that's a wrap. Ah, shoot. I have to... Okay, there you go. That's a wrap. Bye. Bye.